So what if two words have shaped the world as we know it? What if two words have shaped the good things in this world by being applied in a positive direction? And what if these two words have shaped some of the negative aspects of this world by being misunderstood or applied in the wrong way? Okay, so I'm an improv comedian, and what that means is that I get up on stage with people, and we haven't rehearsed anything, and we haven't practiced, and we haven't mapped out what we're going to say. Okay, and then we make it up on the spot. And so central to improv comedy are these two words that I think form much of human history. And I think these two words are very simple, but very complex. I think they're the two words, yes and. Okay? So these two words, yes and, are very important in improv comedy. Without yes and, we can't move forward. Without yes and, we can't step into something with someone else. Without yes and, we don't have anything. And in improv, we often start with nothing, but we create something. So you may be sitting there and saying, okay, great, fantastic, two words, big deal, whatever, improv comedy, great, all right. But here's what I think. I think that if you're a person who has relationships with other people, if you're a person who works on a team, if you have a business, if you have a romantic relationship, if you want a romantic relationship, if you have friends, if you talk to people in any capacity, this idea of yes and is very important. So if you're sitting here today and you're a friendless, mute hermit who lives up in a cave, like, you can shut down for my talk. I'm sure there's someone who's going to address your situation later. But if that's not you, then I think this applies to you, okay, in all of those worlds. And as an improv comedian, I'm not a stand-up comedian. I don't do stand-up comedy. I don't get up on stage all by myself and make jokes, as you have probably already gathered. So I need a partner to improvise with. So will you guys be my partner for just a second? Okay, as a group, awesome, fantastic. You guys are already learning. You just said yes out of nowhere. So that's going to be your only line, okay? Your only line is yes, all right? The scene, I'll set the scene for us. We are two cavemen at the dawn of civilization, or pre-dawn of civilization, okay? So I'm going to ask you some questions, and you'll respond, all right? So here goes our scene. Hey, Grog, do you think that maybe we should move out of the cave? It's kind of damp. It's kind of gross in here. Do you think that might be a good idea? Yes. Oh, awesome, cool. And maybe if we moved out of the cave, maybe we probably still want something to cover us from, like, rain and cold and wind, don't you think? Yes. Okay, awesome. So once we get out there, maybe we can take those big brown things that come up out of the ground, and we can maybe, like, kick them really hard or push them over or something and knock them down and maybe build something out of that. Yeah? Yes. Okay, awesome. And then what if we made that into something that blocked the wind like we talked about? Would that be a good idea? What do you think about indoor plumbing? Say, awesome, great. See, so we've advanced all the way from the cave to indoor plumbing. In how long did that take? That was like 30 seconds. That's the power of yes, right? So now let's replay that scene, and you're Grog again, and I can be Cragdor or something like that, whatever my caveman name is. And we'll play that scene again, except your only line is no. All right? So Grog, do you think we should maybe move out of the cave and maybe build something out there in all that land outside of our little damp, dank cave? You think that's a good idea? No. Yeah, okay, me neither. Let's just stay here. Yeah, you're right. Cool. So see, we don't go anywhere. We don't go anywhere. We can't create anything with no, right? We can't create anything if we don't opt into this yes thing, right? And that's what yes and means. Yes and, when you break it down, it's more than just those two words. Because if we just take yes and as the literal interpretation, and we just say yes to everything that happens, we may find ourselves, I don't know, in a ditch with a heroin needle sticking out of our arm because someone asked, "Do you want to try heroin?" Yes. That guy said I needed to say yes to everything, right? So here I am. But that's not the idea. The idea is that we start with agreement, which is the yes, and we move toward collaboration. That's the and, right? So the yes is we agree on something. And in improv, we agree on this thing that's bigger than us. We agree on this thing that we call the scene, okay? And so we're agreeing that we're going to serve this thing that is bigger than us. We're going to serve the scene. And the and piece is that we can only do it with each other. We can only do it collaborating together. Okay, so I'm going to bring my friend Scott Pargett out. Everybody give Scott a good warm welcome. Fantastic. So Scott and I performed together in a troupe called the Improv Mining Company, and we've also done a two-man show that's just us. And in this two-man show, we don't take any suggestions. We just kind of take a second, look at each other, and we just ask you guys to trust us that we're making it up totally on the spot, that we haven't prepared anything before. So we're going to do a little bit of that today. So again, we haven't prepared. We don't know what we're going to say and what we're going to do. So we're just asking you guys to trust us in that. So we're going to show you this yes and thing inside of an improv scene. All right. So this scene is going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't.
I get that you're sorry. I totally, honestly, I get that you're sorry. Okay? I feel how sorry you are.
I feel it too. I feel like it's inside of me, and I have to say it a lot.
Yeah, that's the point.
Because I don't know what else to do for you, man.
Yeah, you're just sorry a lot. It's just, oh, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. And it loses its meaning. It loses the...
I'm sorry, man. I don't know.
You see that right there? I mean, that just, anything, you leave the milk out. I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say right now. My dad's half Canadian. It's like a...
Yeah, that's just another excuse. It's just another version of I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry my dad's Canadian. It's.
I am sorry about that.
But I need more. I need.
Like a hug? Is that what you need?
Yeah, a hug is good. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay. How'd that feel? That was better, right? It wasn't just like
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was more like...
It's like I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
It's like together, like
exactly, yeah. It was a closer thing.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not sorry for that.
No, you shouldn't be sorry for that. That was good. That was really good. It was a start.
We're getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere.
And I still haven't done the dishes, though.
No.
And I'm not going to apologize for that.
But you still should do the dishes. Right? You're going to do the dishes. Right?
Sure.
I thought we were getting somewhere.
Here's the deal, man. I think that if I say I'm sorry about it, I don't actually have to then do it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Sorry, I'm sorry doesn't get you off. No more. Oh, no. No, you got to live up. You got to live up to your share, buddy. You got to be there. Yeah. Good job. That's one. That's one.
Got a whole stack to get.
Do I have to watch you do all the dishes? Do I have to stay here the whole time, or can I trust you? See, that's the difference. We move from no more I'm sorry's, a little hug, and now, can I trust you?
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. I don't...
No. I need to be able to trust you. I should be able to leave the room. The dishes will be done.
Okay.
The detergent will be in the dishwasher.
Theoretically.
No, literally, I need you to put the detergent in the dishwasher, man. I mean, this is not that hard. This is, I understand it's baby steps. Baby steps, I get it. But you need to finish your work,
Yeah.
okay? I can trust you, right?
Uh-huh.
Really?
That's as close to an affirmative as I can give you.
I am so sorry I ever met you.
And scene. All right, fantastic. Let's hear it for Scott. Great. So as we see in that scene, we didn't always actually say yes to each other, right? We said things like, see, that's the problem. You say you're sorry, okay? Instead of just accepting that, yeah, you are sorry, let's move on. We found this thing between us, right? We listened to each other and found this interesting thing between these two characters. And that interesting thing kind of became this need to say I'm sorry, this need to apologize that stands in for something else, right? And we do that through not always literally saying yes, but through tapping into this philosophical idea that if we agree to serve the scene together, and if we both engage in that scene, then we can build something through collaboration, right? And so I'm going to further break down the difference here between the philosophical and literal understanding of yes and, okay? So again, we're going to be in a scene together, all right? In this scene, I am standing on the edge of a building ready to jump off, all right? And again, your only line here is yes, okay? I don't have anything to live for. I'm going to jump. Do you think I should do it? Yes. And then I jump. And then the scene is over, right? We said yes, but we didn't actually serve the scene, okay? And if we go through that again and I say, I'm going to jump. Do you think I should do it? And you say, no, you have so much to live for. Then we have a scene together. Then we have, oh yeah, what do I have to live for? Well, you got a cool car, right? We have something interesting going on, all right? And we said no, but we said no in service of this thing that is bigger than us, this thing that we call the scene, okay? And so in improv, we want to serve that thing. I think outside of the world of improv, this is what has driven some of the best technological advances, right? This has driven people coming together and solving problems. This idea of starting with agreement and moving toward collaboration, starting with an understanding that you have something to give. You have something that is of value, right? And we come together and we can stack hands on this thing that we agree on, and we can move forward into that. And then I think the misapplication of this is something that has been responsible for some of the biggest tragedies that our world has known, that we misunderstand, that we forget some of the basic underlying agreement that we are supposed to be serving together, right? That we forget that every person has value. When we forget that thing, and when we don't agree on that, and we say yes to something that doesn't have that as an agreement, then we get things like war and genocide and slavery and these terrible things that have marred our world, right? We have a misapplication of yes and. We say yes to the wrong thing when we really need to agree on the thing that is bigger than us. I often wonder, like, man, I wish someone just would have said yes and when Hitler said, I want to be an artist. You know, yeah, you should do that. Just do that thing. Don't do the other stuff that you have in the back of your mind. Be an artist, man, right? This application of yes and in the right direction can be extremely powerful, right? I think that we can when we agree on this thing that is bigger than us, when we agree on these things that are important to everybody, when we agree that every person has value and that every person has something to contribute, then we can start building things together. Then we can make businesses better. Then we can make relationships stronger. Then we can make families that flourish together and have these conversations, right? And so I think when we buy into the philosophy of yes and, then we can make the world a better place from here on out. Thank you very much.